life at this very moment is me practicing my butt off. Okay, so I'm just processing the fact that I have been working so hard for the past 6 months on this rep, right? So I'm playing Bach's Partita number 4 for keyboard. I'm playing the overture, the Allemande and the Sarabande. And then I've been working on the Allemande and Sarabande for like a way longer time than the overture. Like I started with the overture about, let's say about a month ago. Let's say about a month ago. When was it? So it was a bit meer than a month. And then I'm doing Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, the full one. Been doing that for a few months, like since Feb, and then I started the second movement recently, like less than a month ago, and then I've got like 2 weeks ago, and then I'm working on List, the Nocturne number 3, the Liebesraum number 3. Been working on, and I'm saying from when I've been working on it, but I've been working on it since May, started that in May, and then I'm doing the Robert Schumann's Opus 54 Piano Concerto, first movement, Allegro Affettuoso, and I've been working on that also since May, and I am fried. I'm absolutely fried. I have my lunch hour or my recital on Thursday, and it's been a dream of mine to have a lunch hour where I perform like alone, and perform on the piano alone since like I started studying here. It's just been, like when you have an unspoken dream, and like it was more in my 3rd year, and where I was like, I think it was there, but I wasn't wanting to acknowledge it, but I've always wanted to perform and just be great at what I do. And I've just been working so hard. Like I've been doing what my lecturer's been telling me to do, and I've been hard at work and sitting with it, and I've been stretched so much. And like there's a video that I made, one of the current videos, where I speak about why are the things that I want to do so hard. And in that video, I think I mentioned that I don't want to practice, and we built up from the place where I literally did not want to practice. I was like, I literally don't care about practicing, or I know it's important to me in some sort of world, but I don't want to do that right now. And building up from there, and building from a place of meaning. So the walls were broken down from a place of fear of failure, right? From fearing failure to a place of practicing and wanting to make music and wanting to play classical piano, wanting to play the classical music that I absolutely love and I'm growing to love even more, from a place of meaning and from a place of security and from a place of love. And that security coming from the love and the meaning that I find in the music, and the meaning that I find, the enjoyment, absolute enjoyment, the sheer pleasure and enjoyment that I find, because fear can rob us of that enjoyment that is there, and other emotions and unresolved issues can rob us from experiencing that true joy of partaking in something that's God-given, and participating and partaking in something that is absolutely glorious for us and to us and meaningful. And so sometimes that meaning can be stripped away by fear and doubts and negative experiences that are unresolved and that are undealt with. And so that's just been a journey for me. And right now I'm just like not bringing it back to here, but that's the context for where I'm at right now and how grateful I am to do this lunch hour. And to just do this lunch hour and engage with the music. Like the day I was thinking, I want to engage with the music while I'm sitting there. I want for it to be the music and I, and then that experience to translate. And that actually then makes me think of the experience I had earlier in this year when I was doing the worship night, Jesus the Keys night. I think it's pretty bad, man. Wow, okay. When I was doing the worship night, Jesus the Keys and I have a video on the channel where I express the thought behind it and the journey behind it and the reason for it. And that having been from a place of me worshiping my God, me worshiping my friend, and me sitting with my friend in worship, and whatever happened or whatever happened between my friend and I, for that to translate to whoever was in the audience. And for it to be the experience of me sitting with the music, me sitting with the meaning that those songs have for me, sitting with the meaning that those worshipful moments have for me, translating to whoever is there. If you're there, if there's one person there, if there's 500 people there, if there's 200 people there, if there's 50 people there, it's only my dad and my mama there, like for it to translate to them in the way that it ought to. But that's not the purpose of what I'm doing. That's not the main reason I'm there. And so I'm now, as I'm speaking about it and dealing with how difficult this is, making classical music or playing classical music has always been to please the audience, and has been to please the critics, to please even though the critics are like my fellow students, but to please the people sitting in the audience, and for the music, the notes to be perfect for them, and the notes to be glorious for them to hear. And yes, there's a measure to which I've got to engage with that, and I've got to make sure captivating the audience. Like my lecturer Nina always speaks of, am I still captivating my audience? Am I still engaging them with what I'm doing, or have I lost them? And that is such a pivotal part of performing, because we don't just perform for ourselves, we perform for those who come to watch. That's why we have an audience, and without an audience, it's not the same, I think it starts with me making that music for myself, and it starts with me journeying and engaging with the music on my own. I cannot give from an empty cup. I cannot give from a cup that has nothing in it. I cannot present music and the truth and the meaning that music has for me if I don't engage with it myself. If I don't sit with it, if I don't understand it, if I don't cannot go, if I'm not chewing on it, if I'm not breaking it down for myself, and knowing that harmony, that's what that harmony means to me. That's the way that I want to bring that out. That's how I want to highlight the significance it already has, because it has significance, and it's for me to understand what that significance is for me. First of all, what the significance is for the composer, because that's clear on the sheet, on the score. That's clear on the music. But then translating that, okay, then how does that translate to me in my musical capacity, in my technicality, in my skill, in my, did I say musicality already? How does that translate for me? And then translating that to the audience, so it's that process. It's looking at, what do I have? What meaning does that have for me? And that's the meaning I give to others. That's the meaning I can present and facilitate. Or I facilitate what is given, and then it's facilitated through me as a vehicle, as Lena said, as a channel, So my power said, we're the channel of blessing, we're the vessel, and then it's through this vessel. That's why the way Nina plays is different, obviously, but for the sake of just because she's brilliant, my sister's next level, but the way that Nina plays is different to the way that I play. Yes, because she has been skilled in next level, and she's got an education, but primarily it's because she's a different person. It starts off with Nina being Nina Schumann, being a different person to who I am. And just because we are different vessels already, the music will be presented in a different way. I'm getting teaching from her, and I'm being taught by her, I'm being educated by her, I'm learning from her, I'm sitting at her the principe van soos die teacher en die meester, sitting at her feet or sitting and listening to her. It give me so a Jesus vibe, but not the Jesus vibe, but you know what I mean? Net, I'm learning from her. I'm in her class. I'm in her facilitation. So I'm really being mentored by her. And so there's a lot of influence, and there's a lot of understanding, there's a lot of knowledge in the way that she does it. And yet in that, it's like, okay, how does that apply to me? How am I as a vessel presenting that? I want to say differently, because inevitably it will be differently. Inevitably you will be able to hear Nina's influence, but inevitably it will be different because I'm a different person and because I'm a different vessel. And so just processing that, and the sheer difficulty of this process, oh my word. Averaging 4 hours a day for me is it's difficult. I'm being stretched, and I'm averaging on 4, like today I'm doing 4 again. I've done basically 3 already. And so it's just averaging on that and being stretched. Being for a person that 3 months ago, I didn't even practice consistently 2 hours a day, you know, and so I've been stretched now. And I love it here. It's just so hard. It's just so hard. And today was tough because it felt like my Schumann sucked, you know, and it was like, yo, why am I not getting, not all of it, but why am I not getting this right? You know, and I was like, I'm putting in the hours and it feels like I'm not getting it right. And it's just that ebb and flow of the practicing, and now it will be right. It will be okay. It will be enjoyed, and it will be good, and trusting that. And so this process of becoming better and becoming greater at what I'm doing, and not even just this pursuit for greatness, but I want to say the pursuit for true enjoyment, the pursuit for true significance and meaning for me that this music has to offer, and this journey of becoming, of enhancing my skill and just growing in music and growing in musicianship. That's essentially what it is. It's hard because it's like you get one step closer, and then it's like, oh, one step back, and one step closer, and then one step back, and one step closer, and one step back, or 2 steps back, or 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it's just that kind of back and forth. That knocks, those knocks, it hurts, those knocks, it eat on means. And that is just when character is being shaped, and when, not just, but it's when character is being shaped, and when we become stronger in what we believe in our passion, and the sacrifice that this passion requires. And so, yeah, I'm just there, and this is just life at the moment for me. This is life today. This has been life the past few days, and just, being like this is so hard. Like waking up in the morning to practice I love it, you know, but it's hard. And it is moeilijk. And like this morning yesterday I wanted to wake up at 6, but I was just too tired. I slept on and just rested my body and did well, and it all like looked after myself. And then this morning, 2 minutes past 6 I was up. I had an early night last night, and 2 minutes past 6 I was up. I was going downstairs in my pajamas, and I practiced the overture for like a bit more than an hour, and it was just so good. And I'm so proud of myself, and I'm yeah, but yeah. And so that's that. This is me processing things, and this is me dealing with it. And this is my vlog, and it's me, it's helping me so much. Yeah.